Word, glorify God, and encourage everyone else to give their life to Christ. My name is Glory, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you for always supporting me. In today's video, if you've seen by the title, then you know what we're talking about. We're talking about the end times. I was very iffy about doing this topic because I always felt like I didn't have enough knowledge to discuss this, and people who do talk about this, like, they're either prophets or someone who's heard from God. So it's like someone asked me or someone requested that I talk about this, and this is literally just going to be a chit chat video about how I feel about this topic, what I think, my take, and all that jazz. I'm gonna catch you guys after my little workout, and yeah.
A few moments later.
I'm outside. Hopefully you can hear me because it's pretty windy, and I got my neighbors outside and stuff, so hopefully it's not that bad, but we're gonna go anyway. So whenever I think about the end times, I always think about 2 Timothy chapter 3, and it says, "But this remark, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, forgiving, scandalous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power." Have nothing to do with such people when we fall into the ways of everyone else, when we are lovers of ourselves instead of lovers of God, when we're lovers of money, proud, boastful, abusive, all these things. And when we allow these things to happen in front of us as well, like, we're saying it's okay. So it's like we can't be gullible to these things, because sometimes we look at it with a blind eye and we think, okay, it's nothing, but really it's something. And like, the more it's happening, the more we normalize it, the more we're saying, okay, it's okay for this to happen. And God is saying, like, in Timothy, that this is like the sign of like the last days. Like, it titles chapter or verse 1 even starts off with, "There will be terrible times in the last days." So like, when we see these things happening, that these are signs that the last day is basically here. And like, when the pandemic all started, like last year, or the lockdown, when COVID started last year, it was like people thought, or like a lot of the Christian community thought that was the sign that, the mark of the devil, all this. When my parents made us like watch a video or like an audio about how we were in the last days, about how COVID was going to be, like, COVID was a sign that, the world's coming to an end. And I don't know, I didn't know what to think, because like, at first I was just like, okay, it's COVID, like, it's gonna go away in like a few weeks, a few months. And then months go by, we're still here. A whole year goes by, we're still here. Canada, we're still in our 4th lockdown of what is going on. But like, the first few months of like COVID happening, I didn't really know what to think. I was like kind of like on the fence. I was like in the middle. Like, I believed it was the last day, like the last days, but then I was like, a lot of, like, we get this all the time, like, we get a lot of like false prophecy, and we, like, are so we're so deceitful to think, okay, yeah, because they said this, or because they're from God, this means like we're in the last days. This means like God is coming like very, 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 very soon. So it was like, what the heck do we think? So like, I didn't really want to like think too much of it. So just like, okay, whatever happens. So like, that's when, I started to, dive in more into the word. Whenever I hear the last days or end times, I always think about 2 Timothy, because whenever I'm on social media or the news, like, we get, like, it's a constant reminder about like how we are literally in the last days. Like, because a lot of people are like all about me. Like, we're normalizing a lot of things that, God would never approve. We're like so boastful. We're so like all about money, all about that grind. Let me get my money up. Let me get my money up. Like, your money is just money. Like, I mean, yeah, I love money too. Who does not love money? But all the things in this world, like, nothing on earth is guaranteed. Like, everything is temporary. Like, we're not going to live forever. So it's like, why be so like lovers of these things if it's not if it's not going to get us to heaven, because like these things are not going to get us to heaven. It's obviously normal because we're humans and we are kind of trained to already love these things because we just are society, family, all these things, tradition, culture. But yeah, and then so the person who told me who suggested that I talk about this, we also had a little conversation of ourselves. We're like, okay, so I feel like, we are literally in the end times. I'm like, yeah, I feel like it too. But the question really is like, how long are we gonna be in the end times? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're here, but it's like, how long are we gonna be here? Because Mark 13 verse 32 says, verse 32, but about that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. Be alert, be on guard. Like, it's telling us that no one knows like when God is coming, like not even a soul. Like, we see a lot of people, a lot of prophets, and a lot of like people, even pastors. Some pastors like will be like, God told me that when he's coming. But it's like, verse 32 says, no one knows. So how are you going to tell me you know when no one is supposed to know? So it's like, yeah, they could say that they know, but realistically they don't know. Like, no one, I'm just going to repeat myself, but literally no one knows. So that's why it says that we have to be on guard, be alert, be ready for when he does come. We have to continue to get closer to him, study his word, rest, wait on him continuously, continue to, be in his presence, do all we need to do to get closer to him, so that when he does come, like, we're ready to be like, yes, take me now. Like, I feel like I'm ready, but at the same time there's a lot of things that I want to do that I want to accomplish before leaving this earth. God is just like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna come whether you achieve those things or not. I'm just like, ugh. It's so painful too, because it's like, what if I want to get married? What if I'm not ready? What if I'm not married by then? What if I don't have my little kids by then? You must be like, again, no one knows. It could literally be tomorrow. It could be next week. It could be next month. Nobody knows, but we have to continuously be ready and, be okay with the fact that he is coming, because heaven is not the goal. At the same time, we will come back down to earth, and it will be a perfect world. Even though we want to accomplish certain things before, God comes, it's going to be a much better world, a much better place when he does come, and when we do come back down on earth. Like, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be like, we're going to be like, why did I want to do this when, this was going to happen? And then verse 34 compares it. It's like a man going away. He leaves his house and puts his servants in charge, each with their assigned task, and tells the one at the door to keep watch. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's kind of like, giving us, is it an analogy? Yeah, an analogy. Like, it's comparing it to, a man leaving his house and then telling his servants to, keep watch, because even though he's leaving, he's coming back. You don't know when he's coming back, but he's saying keep watch, like, be alert, be ready, so that when I do come back, you're ready. I feel like we are in the end times just because of based off of like a lot of things that I have seen on social media, a lot of news, a lot of injustices happening, and a lot of things in this world happening, period. A lot of things that we're normalizing that it's just like, why? Like, there's certain things that we normalize today that, we would never have normalized like 5 years ago. I remember in high school, there were certain things that, my friends and I would be like, ew, like, we would be like, no, like, we would be like, ew, no way. And like, now it's being normalized. I'm just like, madness, like it's crazy, the things that we thought we would never, like, we never even thought about would, we would be okay with now. You know what I mean? It's just like, God would definitely never approve. He still doesn't approve. And I don't know, the world is just like all over the place, because a lot of people claim to be Christians. A lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm a Christian. Like, they literally it's funny too because I never really took it in until recently. Like people literally just put I'm a Christian like out there, like they just like it's a label. They just put it there, but then still do whatever they want. You know, it's not just something you just say and then you continue on about your day. Like it's more than a label. It's more than what you think it is. It's more than what others may. Oh shoot! It's more than what others may think it is. Like it's like being. I'm a rugby player. So it's like I'm a rugby player. I'm a rugby player, but I'm not just a rugby player. Like I actually have to go out on the field and actually play the sport. So it's like Christianity. You're not just a Christian, but you have to go out into the world and do God's work. Christianity is just not something you just say and then go. Like, but that's just something that I've noticed that I'm just like, mod. So yeah, keep watch, guys. Be alert, stay alert. I know there's still a lot of people. I mean, if you are one of those people that do say you are a Christian and you just use it as a label, like you say it and you continue to do what you're doing, like I'm not hating you, like you're not the only one. There's a lot of people out there who are still doing it, but I'm just saying, like, God is watching. Like, don't, you know, disrespect him like that. Like, don't be like, yeah, I believe in God, but I'm doing this, because there are a lot of things that you're doing that he does not approve, and you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. In the end of the day, God still loves you. He is still waiting for us to fully accept him and not live that lukewarm life, because he's gonna spit you out. Pick a side. You're either hot or cold, and respectfully choose God wholeheartedly. Seek him wholeheartedly. Okay, so that's about it. Thank you for tuning in and staying tuned to The Way, the Truth, and the Life. My name is Glory. If you stayed to the end of this video, thank you. I really appreciate you. It's a different scenery. I kind of like this outdoor vibe. I love you, but most importantly, God loves you so much. And then stay blessed and beautiful. Bye.